Hey, second grade, I'd like to go over your sight words first today, so go ahead and say them with me. Come, do, ate, for, from, have, into, love, of, one, said, some, the, they, to, today, together, tomorrow, the number 2, whoop, lost one, was, where, who, you, are, and I have one more on the floor, and what. Got it. What. Those are your sight words. And I'm just going to go over a few picture cards today because I did not get them all out yesterday. So here is Star R. And here's Dr. Horse or, and here's the bossy W, worm Okay, those are all the different choices with OR combination. And yesterday we talked about this combination. Combination WH is whale. Whoa. You can feel a little breath there with the WH. Right? And we are working on the phonics dance, I promise, because I find it to be so helpful, but I can't just put a YouTube video up because ours doesn't match all of the ones that they have on YouTube, and I can't get them to download because it's so long. So our friend Miss Clymer has scanned them all in, and she's going to work on that video, and we can have them all in one place. You can pause them and practice them as many times as you want. So don't give up on us. We're still going to get there, okay? So today is lesson 29. I'm going to go ahead and have you get to page 29, spelling and high frequency word practice. But I'm actually going to skip this today because we have something new to talk about, and it might take us a little longer than usual. So I want you to find the page because we're going to use the back, but we're going to skip that part. Let's go ahead and start with the back of this page. Go ahead and turn and open it up. And we're going to start with review words. Our first review word, number 1, is with that combination WH, and it's whip. Repeat, whip. I like to put whip cream on my pumpkin pie. Whip. Wh. Check with mine. All right, next is number 2, and number 2 is corn. Repeat, corn. Good. K. Or like horse, represented with 2 letters. Corn is spelled C-O-R-N. Corn, combination O-R in the medial position. Number 3 review word is master. Repeat, master. Okay, master. Go ahead and spell it. In the final position, like butter. And that's how you spell master. Check with mine. It's M-A-S-T-E-R. That's where they get the word mister from, I believe. All right, sight word review. Number 4, easy peasy lemon squeezy. The word is the. Repeat, the. Write it. Check with mine. Number 5 is the word to, like I go to the store. Write it. Repeat, then write. Okay, and number 6 is the word together. Repeat, together. Write it and remember my hint, to get her together. And compare with mine. That's a pretty long word. I'm going to give you a minute to check that out. Okay. As usual, I'd like you to go ahead and spell and say all of these words. And I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute. But when you're spelling this word, make sure you pay attention to this symbol right here, and that's called an apostrophe. And when you say the word and you spell it, you're going to need to be able to say apostrophe. Okay, so you're going to say he's, H-E apostrophe S, he's. Check, check, and go through that with your family. Okay, and now we're going to get on to the focus of our lesson today. Block that out of your way there. Let's see. I'd like to show you a word on my board here. I want you to take a look at that word. And I just told you what this thing was here. It's like a comma up in the sky. Okay. Do you remember what the word is? The word is apostrophe. That mark, when it's high up in the sky like that, is called an apostrophe. Okay? Usually we see an apostrophe after the letter S. What does that apostrophe usually mean? Like this is Rachel's shoe, apostrophe S. That usually is showing belonging to someone. Whose shoe? It's Rachel's shoe. Or it says the ownership when using the apostrophe. Okay, but this is a little bit different. This word also has an apostrophe, so it can't mean belonging to something or someone. This word is different from the others that we've been talking about. So what word do you see? You see the word she. Good, I see the word she as well. And then what sound do the L's make? Oh, very good. So this word is she'll. She'll. She'll go to the store after work. She'll. So the word she'll is called a contraction. Repeat contraction. Good contraction. You've seen these before. Okay, a contraction is one word that is made by putting together two separate words and shortening them. It's often how we talk. We talk with contractions a lot. When I teach contractions, because sometimes kiddos get confused with compound words like ladybug, I think of it as two words that come together and they crash together and they lose some letters when they crash. Now, compound words go together nicely and they don't lose any letters. They don't crash. So let's take a look at this word again. What two words make up the word she'll? She'll is short for she will, but part of the word will is missing. What letters are missing in the word will? The W and the I. Okay, the W and the I. So we take away the W and the I and we replace that with the apostrophe. When we write contractions, we put an apostrophe in the place of the missing letters. The English language has about 70 contractions. Most of them are made by leaving out two letters. Just like this example with she will. The W and the I is taken away from the word will. Okay. Some contractions, though, are missing only one letter. Let's look at a few examples. All right. So here are some more contractions stuck together. All right. Who knows what this word is here? Say it if you know it. Get it in a little bit better here. This is the word didn't. Very good. And what two words make up the word didn't? Did and not make up the contraction didn't. Okay? So we take the two words did not and we take away one letter. The O and not is missing and it's replaced with an apostrophe. So with the contraction didn't, we replace one letter with an apostrophe. Okay? Let's take a look at these other words. Sometimes the apostrophe in a contraction replaces letters at the beginning of the second word, the one that's being shortened. In the word she'll, the apostrophe replaced the two initial letters in will. And in this word, it's replacing the middle letter in not. Okay, so let's take a look at this contraction. This contraction is I'm. Repeat, I'm. Good. Now, what two words create the word I'm? Well, the words I am go together to make the contraction I'm, and it takes away the first letter in am. Okay, so let me kind of sneak it down here. I am, is the two words that go together to make I'm. We're replacing that A with an apostrophe to get the contraction I'm. We usually speak in contractions. If I said, I'm in second grade, or I can say, I am in second grade, but most of us would say I'm, okay? So you need to be able to not only spell, but be able to read these words. Let's take a look at this next word. This word is wheel. Wheel, repeat. Wheel, it's very similar to shield. We, I can see the whole word we, but I can't see the whole word will. Let me write it underneath so you can see it. We will make up the contraction wheel. We're going to replace the W and the I with an apostrophe, and that's how we get the contraction wheel. Remember, there's about 70 contractions in the English language. Sometimes it's replacing two letters, sometimes it's replacing one. Okay, sometimes it replaces the first or the second letter. Sometimes, like didn't, it replaced the O in the middle of not. Okay? Okay, here's the next word. This word is we're. Again, you can see the word we, but we have a missing letter here. Just one missing letter, and it's replaced with an apostrophe. Does anybody know what two words go with we're? Let's see, let me think of an example. We're going to have inside recess today. We are going to have inside recess today. So the contraction we're is we and are. What letter does the apostrophe replace? It replaces the A, the first letter of R. We're. Okay, here's the next contraction. Do you know how to read this contraction? Now it is an apostrophe, yes, but it is not showing possession. Okay, the word is let's. Let's go to a party. Let us go to a party. Let's. So let, the whole word is there. Us, the second word, there is a letter that they take out to make the contraction. What letter is that? You're right. They take out the U and replace it with an apostrophe, and that creates let's. Okay, and here's the last one we're going to take a look at. This is the word he's, the contraction he's. He's uses the word he, okay? But it is a contraction. It does not show ownership. He is. He's my friend, okay? That takes out the I and replaces it with an apostrophe. He's is he is. It's easier not to code contractions when you're trying to read them, but if you need help reading a contraction, try breaking it down into separate words. He is changes to he's. Start with the apostrophe and see if the letters before it make a word that you know. Like S, there's a word is, and the I is replaced. Then look at the letters on the other side of the apostrophe to see what word may be shortened. Remember, the apostrophe means that letters are missing, so use that as a clue to help you. Let's take a look at these two contractions. This is the word don't. Does anyone know what this word is a contraction for? Don't. What two words make up this contraction? Don't is short for do not. This word is spelled correctly, but it's not pronounced as it should be. So it's a sight word. Okay, so don't has do and not. What letter is replaced by the apostrophe? The O has an apostrophe in its place, so it goes together and makes don't. Okay, this word here, this is the word won't. Does anyone know what this contraction is short for? It's a tough one. Won't is short for these two words, will and not. This contraction should say wilt, but it doesn't. It says won't instead. Contractions like don't and won't do not act the way they should. That's why these are sight words. They break the contraction rules, and you must memorize them. What should you do if you see these words on your worksheets or in your readers? You can circle them to go back and take a closer look at. Okay, so won't is will and not, and you can see it breaks the rule. It does take away the O, and replaces it with an apostrophe, but whoa is not the word will, so that's why it's a memorize by sight contraction. Okay, let's go ahead and practice some contractions on our worksheet. So number 7 in our new words, let's write the word he's. He's is a contraction for the two words he is. He's my good friend Joe. He's. You do use the first word he. The apostrophe replaces the I, and then you use the S for he's. Number 8. Number 8, let's repeat this one. I'll. Repeat. Good. I'll come over when you get your homework done. I will. I'll. We use the word I, make sure it's a capital I. And the word will makes up I'll. We replace the W-I with an apostrophe and then just use the L-L. I'll. Okay. Number 9 contraction is she'll. Repeat. She'll. She'll be a great friend. She will be a great friend. She'll uses the word she, replaces the W and the I with an apostrophe just like I'll, and then uses the two L's. He's, I'll, and she'll are all contractions. Okay? Go ahead and turn it over, and we're going to practice some contractions together. Let me give you some reminders about what is a contraction. A contraction is two words that go together, but some letters are missing. In the English language, there's about 70 contractions, and they usually follow the rule of using the first word and then taking a letter or two out of the second word. There is ones that break the rules, and we know those are sight words like don't and won't. Okay? So, let's take a look at word number 1, heel. Heel is made up of two words. He did. There's two L's here at the end. He is. That would end in S. He will. It uses a two L's from will, and it takes the W-I out and replaces it with the contraction, or not the contraction, with an apostrophe. So that's how I know the answer is the last choice. He will makes up the contraction heel. Sometimes when I'm stuck and I'm not really sure, I try to use it in a sentence. Like, he'll share the ball with me. He's a good friend. He will share the ball with me. He's a good friend. Still makes sense. If I tried he is going to share the ball with me. Doesn't sound as good, and I couldn't even say it. So he will makes more sense and sounds better. And it ends in the two L's. Okay, number 2, that's. Repeat, that's. Usually when it's a contraction and it's an apostrophe S, it's going to be is, and the apostrophe is replacing the I. Sometimes it's with the word us. Let's take a look at our choices. That not, the letter at the end is a T. Nope. That is, could be. That was also ends in an S. I'm going to tell you that this is that is. The apostrophe replaces the I. That's my pencil over there. That is my pencil over there. Okay? Number 3. There. Okay? There is they did, they had, or they are. Okay? If you follow the rule, they is the first word. The second word usually replaces the first letter or two. Your only option is left is this last choice. They are, the RE is still there, and it just replaces the A with an apostrophe. Okay? All right, number 4. Number 4 is didn't. Repeat, didn't. Very good. Is that did not, did it, or I did not? Well, that's 3 words, and contractions are usually 2 words, so it's not that one. Did it. I didn't. No. The N apostrophe T is usually always the word not in a contraction. So I know that this is did not, didn't. That's my first choice. Number 5. Number 5 is you'll. Repeat that with me. Yule. Remember, when we had two L's, usually it was the second word, will, and they replaced WI with the apostrophe. Let's see if that's a choice for us. So you can, Yule, that doesn't make sense. This ends in an N. You had, nope, that ends in a D. And you will is an option. Yule is made up from the two words you will. You can see the two L's are at the end of Yule, and it's replacing the WI with an apostrophe. Yule. I'm going to fill in that bubble. Go ahead and pause me, and I'm going to go ahead and do the answers quickly, but I want you to try 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on your own. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at number 6. Haven't is have not. 7, wasn't is was not. The word not is often the second word in a contraction, and that's when you replace the O in the middle of the word. Number 8, who'll. Who'll is who will. Again, that double L, the apostrophe replaces the W and the I. Number 9, what's. What is what's. You can see the S at the end of is, and the I is replaced with an apostrophe. What is. Number 10 is she'll. Again, there's that WL. She will. Hope you were able to get all of those correct. If you'd like to, with the teacher at home, go through the contractions, maybe you had a hard time on contractions, you're welcome to do the back of this page as well and take a look at those with your teacher at home. So please remember contractions. I got really tongue-tied on this video, but a contraction is two words that go together, and an apostrophe replaces one or two letters. It often replaces the first one or two letters at the beginning of the second word. That's not always the case, like with the word not. Not is usually, like in wasn't, the O in the middle is replaced with the apostrophe, okay? Now, if it doesn't follow those rules at all, like won't, it is a sight word. You have to memorize, okay? It's a rule breaker, all right? Thanks, everyone, and I hope contractions is something that you start noticing as you're reading books at home. Thanks, everyone.